We're at the top of the hour. We're ready. All right. Everyone, get in your comfy position, whatever that feels like to you. Start to breathe in and out that substance that's readily available for us. We don't have to go looking for it like I was looking for something. It's right there. Feel it. Just listen to this music that we hear so calm in the background. Continue to breathe. Eyes closed for those who can. And what that does is just let you go within so you can hear your heartbeat, so you can hear your pulsation, so you can feel you. So as we move into this moment of centering ourselves this morning, October 9th, 2022. Time, what are we doing with it? We are right here knowing that every time, every moment, every second, every millisecond that we're here is because God says so. And so as we speak to this inner being we call many names, we let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart and the activities of our hands be acceptable to Infinite Mind. We allow those that came before us to speak to us through their words, through the Bible. Ephesians 4:24 and 25 says, "And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speaking every man's truth with his neighbor, for we are the members of one another." And ancient wisdom continues to speak to us meditatively. Our ancestors before us say, "The inner life of man is his most priceless possession. In the center of our being, we decide whether we shall be worthy of the divine life with which we have been endowed by the creative mind of the universe. When the inner life is creative, orderly, and growing, then our outer activities are fine and true. We know the law of mind. And to be the sincere and creative people we hope to be, we have to truly consecrate it within. We are equipped to speak kindly through prayer for others and the depths of their hearts as well, and to do those things in the world which are constructive. The equipment we have, but the impulse must arise within us to use it rightly. God seeks through each of us to express all that mind is, all that love is. I believe, you believe, we believe we are created by a perfect intelligence, and to be its means of expressing thought and feeling. We therefore dedicate ourselves to this day, to the original purpose of each of our being. We cleanse our minds of any unworthiness because we're spiritual beings. We dedicate and concentrate the words of our mouth the meditations of our heart, and the activities of our hands to the Almighty God. Nothing shall cause me to be unkind, unloving, or mean. I believe that God indwells in me as mine, and this eternal spirit is now blessing the world by means of me and you and us. I know that all my inner capacities are now quickened for good. I am strong in my determination to speak the truth, love my fellow man, and act as a son or a daughter of God. And as we know this truth about each of ourselves, we take this law of mind in, knowing that each of us express it in its perfection. It can't show up in the world without you. So as we take a moment to consciously decide, as we begin with the end in mind, what do we see for ourselves here at CSL West Georgia? And we'll just take a moment and give it to that which creates all. And now that we've spoken our truth for our community, it can only live through you. So now speak your truth as to why you even want this community to be here. As we continue, because this is never ending, it's always a new beginning. Every breath we take is a new beginning because it's ended the old. So as we're bringing in ourselves to this newness personally and collectively, we know that we are light shining right here in this room, in Douglasville, Greater Atlanta, Georgia, the United States, the earth, the universe, because each of us have the power within us that's in the universe. And we are forever unfolding, ever expanding, ever creative, ever playing, because we're praying in this beautiful Garden of Eden that we have been given. So as we play together, pray together, we participate in a world that prospers in all areas, because we prosper right here in our own minds and our own lives, and we can only spread what we believe to be. We give thanks for this knowing, and we release this forever, knowing a greater idea. And so it is, and now it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Reverend. Beautiful. And here's Mike.
Yes.
There he is. Hey, Mike.
I am here. Hello. I want to thank everyone for joining us in the spirit of perfect harmony. You know, we are the Center for Spiritual Living West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and science of the mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence and our participation in our service here this morning, we create a higher state of consciousness, rise above any negative energy we may have experienced this past week, and manifest love. We know love is synonymous to God, the most powerful yet most gentle force in the universe. Without further ado, we'll proceed with our service. I believe Reverend Angela Harmon is going to proceed from this point on. Angela, it's all yours.
Yes. Thank you, Mike. So good to see you. All right, as we continue, our opening greeting is already in the room. So those of you that are online, I hope you're feeling it. I hope you're sitting upright, not in bed. You might feel a little better if you are, laying on the side. Have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, get up. So welcome. This is a happy place for me to be. You're at the right place at the right time. Such is the nature of life, is all it wants. It's to appear, and you and I are that opportunity to appear. So here we are at CSL West Georgia. And as we greet the weather, it's a little bit chillier. October is here. This is my birthday month, so it's all about the fall. Gonna find me some foliage somewhere, so everybody get out there and do that. And with that said, puts a big smile on my face, so let us go into treatment. The reason why I'm here, the reason why I'm still here on the planet, not just here in this building, but if it wasn't for prayer, I would not be here. So let us get quiet a little, just for a little minute or two. And keep your eyes open or closed, is up to you. But I know that the breath of life reminds me that there's prayer. So breathe in and out so you can feel it, because I know there's a presence. It's one power. It is everywhere at all times. There's no place that it's not. And each and every one of us is one with this magnificent power. This is how we get to be in this building. This is how we have clothes on our backs. This is how we have chairs to sit in. This is how we have food to eat. We have a car to drive. We have people to play with. We have a life to live. And because we are on assignment, we are here, each of us taking on our task, what our assignment is. What are we going to do today? And are we going to do that again tomorrow? Is that the right thing to do at my time? Am I living above the line, or am I living below the line? And when I say above the line, we are staying in faith. And when I say below the line, it's fear taking over. So we are here, a center, a collaboration to live above the line. And you determine right here, right now, each and every day, each and every moment, what that feels like to you. And all we're here to do is to equip you with the knowledge to know that we have your back. You have mine, and I have yours. That's what love is. Love is loving the person the way they need to be loved, want to be loved. So we're loving the world that way because we know it's up to us. Each and every individual needs to know what that love feels like, know what happy feels like, know what peace feels like. So we're here to grow that happiness healingly, not just for our own sake, but for the world's sake. We release this with a happiness, a thoughtfulness, a peacefulness, a mindfulness, to know that God is all there is and can do anything that we ask and command. And we release this lovingly, knowingly that it's done. And so it is.
And so it is. All right.
Mission, vision, and declaration. Do we all stand for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everyone stand, and it will be on the overhead. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teaching, we provide a safe environment to experience compassion living. And now our declaration of principle. I believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowing of God. Is that it? All right. So now we will stay standing for our congregational selections.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're going to sing The Face of God this morning. I think you all know it. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are the face of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Now it's face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are the part of me. You are the face of love. Face of love again. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of God. Face of God. You are the face of God. Face of God. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Yeah. That's a sweet song.
Good morning, everyone. And welcome back, Angela and Connie. Connie's healed. Yay. Thank you all for all the prayers. I'm reading a book called The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, and I highly recommend it. So as I've been reading it and thinking about reading today, and looking for things that tie in with the happiness quotient that we get from Angela, I found this. So I'm going to, I think, put my reading glasses on, make sure I can read it. So bear with me. The greatest gift one can give to God is to be pleased with His creation. Do you think God likes to be around people that are happy or people that are miserable? It's not hard to tell. Just think about it by imagining that you're God. You created the heavens and earth so that you can play and experience yourself. And now you're dropping down to check on your humans. So God asks the first human he sees, "How are you doing?" The human says, "What do you mean, how am I doing?" "Well, do you like it here?" "No, I don't like it here." "Why not? What's wrong?" "Well, that tree is bent in 5 places. I want it to be straight." This person went out with somebody else, and that person ran up $100 telephone bill. This person has a nicer car than mine, and that person dresses funny. It's just terrible. Plus, my nose is too big, my ears are too small, and my toes are weird. I'm not happy with it. I don't like any of it. So God says, well, how about the animals? The animals, the ants and mosquitoes bite you. It's a terrible thing. I can't go out at night because there are all these animals out there. They howl and poop all over the place, and I just don't like it. Do you think God likes listening to this? He says, what do you think? I'm a complaint department? Then he goes and visits somebody else. And again, he asks, how you doing? This person says, I'm ecstatic. And God says, wow. Well, how do you like things? They're beautiful. Everything I look at just creates waves of joy inside me. I look at that bent tree. It just blows me away. The ant comes and bites me, and it's just so amazing that a tiny ant could be brave enough to bite a giant like me. Now, you guess who God wants to hang out with in our world. One of the ancient names for God is the yogic tradition is Satchitananda, eternal conscious bliss. God is ecstasy. God is as high as it gets. If you want to be close to God, learn to be joyful. If you remain spontaneously happy and centered, no matter what happens, you will find God. That's the amazing part. Yes, you will find happiness, but that's nothing compared to what you're really going to find. Once you have passed your trial by fire, and you are thoroughly convinced that you will let go no matter what, then the veils of the human mind and heart will fall away. You will stand face to face with what is beyond you because there is no longer a need for you. When you are done playing with the temporal and the finite, you will open to the eternal and the infinite. Then the word happiness can't describe your state. That's where words like ecstasy, bliss, liberation, nirvana, and freedom come in. The joy becomes overwhelming and your cup runneth over. This is a beautiful path. Be happy.
Thank you. I have a song for you this morning by Maureen Morris. It's a letter to hate. Dear hate, I saw you on the news today. Like a shock that takes my breath away, you fall like rain, cover us in drops of pain. I'm afraid we just might drown. Dear hate, well, you sure are colorblind. And your kiss is the cruelest kind. You could poison any mind. Just look at mine. I don't know how the world keeps spinning round and round and round. You were there in the garden when it all came to pass. I see you each morning staring through the looking glass. You whisper down through history and echo through these halls. But let me tell you, love is gonna conquer all. Dear hate, you were smiling from that Selma Bridge in Dallas when that bullet hit and Jackie cried. You pulled those towers from the sky. But even in our darkest nights, The world keeps spinning round and round and round. You were there in the garden when it all came to pass. I see you each morning staring through the looking glass. You whisper down through history and echo through these halls. But let me tell you, love's gonna conquer all. It's a good message, right? Love's gonna conquer all. But let me tell you, love's gonna conquer all. Dear love, just when I thought you'd given up, you were there in the garden when I ran from your voice. I hear you every morning through the chaos and the noise. You whisper down through history, you echo through these halls. And let me tell you, love will gonna conquer all. Let's do that again. Okay. And let me tell you, love's gonna conquer all.
That's one of my favorite words, wow. That's on the back of my car. I remember when I started here, I thought I was going to have wow ministries, but now it's happy. So, wow, happy to be here. I was driving in. I'm going to start there with the song that we did. Thank you, Cynthia, because Love Will Find a Way was my talk last time I was up here with you. And I was on my way and I was thinking about a lot of things because my talk goes around in my head as soon as I give you all the title. I'm figuring out what I'm going to say. So at first I wasn't going to write anything. It's like, you'll be there all day and we got things to do. So I was driving in and this car was coming on the other side of 20 and it was flashing its lights as if to tell the other driver to get out of the way. Well, from my point of view, there was no way for the driver to move. So I'm wondering, why are they flashing their lights? What is this person supposed to do? Are they supposed to go faster so you can go faster? Or are they supposed to wait until everything's straight or clear? You know, who makes the call? So lucky for me, I'm in my car and I'm on this side and I'm listening to music. So thank God for the music, because I think if we did not have music and song and dance, I think we would have all blown up already. So with that said, I like first things first. You know, I'm a 7 Habits facilitator, so I'm going to talk about IBM a little bit, about Science of Mind a little bit. I want to talk a lot, but we'll get it all talked out by the 3 months that I have. But first things first is really my equivalent to putting God first. There's a little book that I read that's 365, but as I look at that, that's the first thing I see of putting God first. And a part of that was the music. And the reading for today, because I couple it with what we did for our meditation, so I get a powerful dose in the morning. An effective goal is in harmony with our inner imperatives. So with that said, what are we in harmony with? To me, harmony, I think of music, I think of song, I think of dance. I believe that love will find a way because love makes me happy. Our beloved Dorothea did a talk on prosperity, which I can't be too happy without money. So she gave me a whole new idea about money. Not that I don't like money. I like God first, but I believe God brings us everything else. So when at the end of our service last week, when she got that little money machine and she was spreading that money around the room, I'm like, oh man, talk about begin with the end in mind, which I'll talk today. I'm like, that's a whole new idea, because they have all these songs out here. Can you stand the rain? Yes. That's my I interpret that song totally different now, because the rain in that song was pain. Can you stand the heartache? Can you stand the, the troubles God's going to give us, or the life's going to give us, but God gets us out. So now, since I've seen that vision in my head, every time I think of rain, I think of money. So if there's some pain going on, there must be some money coming. That's all I saw. Now I had to put a higher spin on that, because I'm a happy girl. So the song that came to mind then was, it's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. So now it's raining money. Hallelujah. It's raining money. Hey. So every time I hear a song now, I'm composing it to a higher point of view. So beginning with the end in mind, I started out in 1959. I've got a birthday coming up on Tuesday. So if you do the math, I'm 62 today, but I'll be 63 on Tuesday. This is my 60th birthday outfit, and I can still get in it. How about that? So that says something about 2 years later. So one of the things that happened for me to even still be here, thinking of beginning with the end in mind, Earth, Wind, and Fire is like one of my gospel groups, if for lack of a better word. And as we think about love conquering all or finding a way, and we begin with the end in mind while we're here at CSL West Georgia, because that's our end in mind. We want to stay here and play. We want to stay here and give the world more happy, because we do see the news and it's sad. And Earth, Wind, Fire song, Love's Holiday, can be one of our anthems too, besides Ain't No Stopping Us Now. But I think the music in the world heals us. And as we begin with an end in mind, last year this time, I wasn't feeling very well. I was actually getting sick on my birthday a year ago. My daughter and my grandchildren showed up at Stone Mountain Park because I decided that I was going to go to what I call the Vortex and have a staycation. But we were on the train and I got dizzy and felt like I was going to faint. Another thing that was happening is I had gone from this center to Trinity, and we were parting ways at the same time. I was growing Happy Academy, and my employees were showing their true colors too. And then I discovered my DNA situation right here in this community, and that was hot on our family's plate. So I had all these look like adverse troubles, situations going on. And guess who wasn't happy? The happiness facilitator, the happiness minister, didn't even realize that she wasn't happy. But why? I didn't know, because I was still going on and being me. But as you're out here in the community, you're still getting tapped. You know, this employee situation, my family situation, the Trinity situation, the Happy Academy situation. Not that I'm not happy. I'm surrounded by so many people that aren't. They're making me sick. And I don't know it, because I've never been here before. So the universe said, I'll get your attention completely. Because this is what had happened prior to that. I was with you. Then I moved to Trinity in 2020. And in that year, I still didn't know who my dad's name was. So that was the power of prayer there. So by 2022, I do know, and there is nobody standing by me. No one, no person that I can see. Not even my little granddaughter Lyric. Lyric couldn't even come play anymore. And I thought it was me and Lyric. My whole playground was Lyric and I. And all of you know Lyric. So Lyric can't come. Now I'm seeing what's happening with me. I too started focusing on out there. Even if it was just one out there, which was Lyric. You didn't care about anybody else? Y'all do y'all thing. God took every single thing so I could focus my attention on where true happiness lies. And it's never out there. It is always in here. So after realizing this actually came through hospitalization. So I'm not feeling well and I'm going to the doctor. I'm losing weight because you can see I'm a little bit smaller. And I'm wondering what's going on. So, you can tell through the blood. DNA did that. So my potassium and my magnesium was low. And the first thing they check when you have low magnesium and potassium is your heart. I ain't been here before. Had no idea what was going on. They didn't know what was going on. No medical history. All they got is happy history. That's it. All they got is happy history. Nobody knows what's going on with Angela. God knew. God said, I'm your happy. Your happy comes from me. Period. You got it now? Yeah, I got it, God. Okay. So the second visit, because it was 2 in a row, because the first one I didn't get it, evidently, because they gave me some potassium, got my levels back up to normal and all that good stuff. And I go home and 2 days later, because let's see, that was a Friday. So that Tuesday I go and they check my levels and or the doctor checks my blood again and tell me that very next day I'm back. Just something still not right. I was actually on the phone with my prayer partner, who I have a picture of. I met her at the conference you guys actually sent me in Denver in 2020. We just happened to pass by each other going to the bathroom. And this is her now, because we pray every Monday at 11 o'clock. So this was November at the time. So she's on the phone. The doctor's actually trying to call that evening so I could go back to the hospital. So I get off the phone, I go to the hospital. And so I get out and it's back to that, getting the levels up right. So they check me all out. They making sure they're going up one side, down the other, this and that, boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. So they blame everything on the change of high blood pressure medication. Doctors have to have a reason. I know what the reason is. I was too unhappy. Too much unhappiness will throw your chemistry off. And when you throw your chemistry off and you're not paying attention to what's happening to your body, it continues, it progresses. Well, lucky for Angela, she knows prayer. And the hospital that reminded me that I know prayer was St. Joseph. And at this time, it's Christmas coming up, right? So Christmas is coming up. St. Joseph, Jesus, Mary. What? I'm like, you just got jokes now. So what I'm looking at is that Jesus didn't know who his father was, because God is the father of all of us. But Joseph stepped in as a stepfather. But Joseph had to believe in something bigger for Joseph to step in. So let us bring this to the future. I'm here now. There's a song by Johnny Gill that says, giving it all to you. Nothing else will do. So as we give everything to God in prayer, let's look at all the songs that are out there in the world that tell us who we are. A lot of the songs that came out for me, like before I had children, was Zoom and Easy Like Sunday Morning. In 1979, I pledged Delta Sigma Theta. Who would never think that I would be here? I never raised my hand to speak this way. But one of the things that happened when I did that is that I wanted to overcome my challenge with women of color. Wasn't even sure why that was happening, but I would always run into my sisters that looked like me that I would have the most problem with, even when I was young. So I pledged. Those 10 ladies that pledged with me are all still alive today. In 2019, we all gathered for our 40-year anniversary. And our song was by Heatwave, Groove Line. Does anybody know that song by Heatwave? It says, leave your worries behind. Get on the groove line. So there was something beginning with the end in mind, I think from the time I got here, but that's a time I can mark. Because I decided I was going to pledge. And I'm not the pledging kind. I don't take instructions easy. You can't just tell me what to do and I'm going to do it. So why is this chick who got all this, assertiveness, we'll put it that way. They got lots of names for it, but I call it that. Why is she going to pledge and with a bunch of girls that look like her? She is really putting herself to the test. But all that did was begin with the end in mind. I had to go in then. When you pledge, you are on your honor, which took me back to being a Girl Scout. Anybody been a Girl Scout? What do they say? On my honor. It ain't your honor, that honor. It's the honor that you have inside of you. So what I find is that people don't always have honor. And honor can come with beginning with the end in mind. What do you see for yourself? What do you want? So there's a vision board down there. We've talked about vision boards. You can have one in your head. I'll hold this one up so everybody can see it. This one is a 2008 vision board. This vision board was created so I could keep my job at IBM at the time. I was a lot younger then. So now I'm older. I don't mind not being at IBM. Because one of the things that I think occurred then was that IBM was too beginning with the end in mind, because it got me ready for you. One of the things I got at IBM was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I do the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens within the community. And that came in 1999. And I joined IBM in 1994, and I went kind of kicking and screaming. Y'all know my kicking and screaming stories, that's back to God pulling me. I didn't go to the hospital willingly. I didn't want to go. I'm like, can't we do something else? Like, no, you want to be here? Is what the universe is telling me. So I do things kind of kicking and screaming. So I'm less kicking and screaming. I'm learning. That's why the habits came along, because the first habit is be proactive. And when you're proactive, that's when you can begin with the end in mind. But if you're kicking and screaming and worrying and begging and shaming and all the things that are below the line, you get more below the line. So the other thing that happened in 1999 was Ernest Holmes. I got the 7 Habits and Ernest Holmes the same year. God's always on time. Prayer and Prosperity came along. So these 2 books together became the habit of prayer, the habit of prayer, the habit of prayer. I don't care what I did in IBM, it was a habit of prayer. So as I'm moving through my career, because I got to IBM in 94 and then 99, I'm doing these 2 things. So as my career is growing, I'm already an instructor by then, because, I don't sit in somebody's seat too long. So I know Excel. So by the time this prayer gets me another job that lasts me another 12 years at IBM, so prayer works. Early on, they knew that I was an instructor and had some Excel background. And so we would hire consultants to help us do our work, but they would have to go back to their regular jobs when we were done with the project. Well, I was the only female on the team and the only Black on the team. I'm just saying that for factual points, but They're the ones that picked me to do this. I'm like, well, why didn't y'all pick a dude over there to do that? Why me? So I looked at the book and I already had the habits. I already had these 2 books. So I said, what am I going to focus on? What is going to make me happy? Now, if I did not have the power of prayer as a habit, I probably would have took that role just so I could keep my job. Angela Harmon don't think like that. Angela Harmon thinks I'm going to be happy while I'm on this planet, and Excel is not going to make me happy. So I said no to Excel, and I ended up working at IBM 12 more years, or whatever, 11 more years, because that was the first year. They were going to get me. Oh, no, won't be doing that. Universe understands no. But what it does more, what it understands more is the power of prayer. So the 7 habits were one step. The 7 steps of treatment was another step. What I'm telling you is that music, that Motown music, because I wouldn't have heard the steps to be proactive. I wouldn't have heard nothing. Nobody said to me without music. I had the opportunity to see Smokey Robinson. He's a legend. 82-year-old man. Sexy. Woo! Talk about got my attention. Because I got to the concert, you know, I'm a happy person. I want to dance. And when he comes out on the stage, I'm up. But the people around me want me to sit down. What? Thank God for the habits and prayer. Because if it wasn't for the habits and prayer, I might have been escorted out by the ushers. Because this is Smokey. So as I began with the end in mind, you know, I got my Harriet Tubman spirit in me. That's what H2O Monday's about. Let me just plug that a little bit. Anybody who wants to join on Mondays, it's all about hydrating and water. And my 2 Harriets, Harriet Hainsworth was a DNA aunt, blood runs through my vein, but Harriet Tubman's spirit runs through my veins. So those are the 2 H's. And habit 2, begin with the end in mind. So that's what all came. Thank God for H2O Mondays. How about that? Because I got to where I found a spot. If he plays another song that I want to get up and dance to, I'm gonna. And I was on a row that right there were the sound people. So when this song came on, I don't even know. I wanted to be up on all of them, but, you know, I got a riot around me. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to dance till that song finishes. And people started getting up in other places too. And then I came back. I almost got applauded. I said, how'd you like that? And they're like, yeah. So the person behind me, who I had beef with, had to pray. She actually picked up my purse in between. You know, my purse had fallen. So that was our first soft cushion to know that we're on God's playground. And then the next thing that happened was everybody was up. Smokey had everybody up out of their seat. Then I turned around and looked at her. I'm like, oh, you up, huh? The very person that didn't want me up. So we're friendlier now. The playground is better. We're being proactive. We're beginning with the end in mind. We're here for Smokey. As we end our concert, we end up high-fiving, she and I. And she told me that the man behind her said, you rocking your head too much. What goes around comes around. So she couldn't enjoy her concert either, because she put some energy out there around the happy girl, because all she came to do was to enjoy a legend. And by the time that show was over, everybody was on their feet. This is the thing. We don't have to wait for everybody. We can do our thing right here, right now. The world can catch up with you. Excel, no thank you. The thing that God was getting me ready for is you. It took my undivided attention away from IBM, children, husbands. My bills are paid. I have a place to live. I have a house. This is our time. This is our time to show what prayer habits do. I'm a living witness of it. I want the sinner to be a witness, living witness of it, because I believe prayer worked. Because that concert could have went way on down the hill, because I'm too busy paying to the person behind me instead of the person in front of me. But it all came from within me. So as we know that the music changes things, let's see what I got. I'm going to tell this one little story. I got a bunch. Remember Soul from 22? Soul was number 22. Soul didn't want to come to earth. It saw all this craziness going on down here. Mother Teresa had passed. Muhammad Ali had passed. Einstein had passed. So they were up there talking to 22. Come on, 22, do your thing. We did ours. You can do it. Nope, I'm not going. So the character Joe, who was a middle school person who was trying to get their lives, he wanted to be big. He wanted to make it big like Smokey. That's what he thought. So there was this lady that he loved that we'll call her Ella Fitzgerald. Forgot her name. But she was like that. He wanted to go play for her. And he got a break because his mom really didn't. She wanted him to just be a school teacher. And nothing wrong with a school teacher. I wouldn't be here now without him. I'm a sociologist because of my sociologist teacher, because I knew about behavior. Could have been a teacher myself. Guess what? I am. Different way. This is teaching. So as he decides that he's going to play, as he gets the gig, he falls in a hole and gets hurt. He ends up in the hospital. Hospital is a magical place, isn't it? If you go to the hospital, there's an answer there you're supposed to come out with. I had never been to the hospital before until, except my kids, having birthed my 3 kids. So that really stood out for me. So as he got with this soul got to know him, and she got into his body. I'm going to say it's she. And she got to experience life, tasting pizza, listening to music, petting a dog or a cat. I forgot what the animal was in there. Animals in there. Long story short, it's in our soul. That's where God is. It's in our happiness. It's in our healthiness. So every time we walk out of here, I want you to remember this song that I left IBM with, because one of those guys that was leaving with me, and he was upset and never really talked to me before. I'd come in the room and he wouldn't speak, or he'd come in the room and wouldn't speak to me. But when in 2020, both of us got on the chopping block and we had to leave, guess who he called? Me. And I could have been, I could have been, but God has a bigger power for us, a bigger plan. But we have to walk that walk. Can't just talk about it. So I took that call, talked him down, although I wanted to be talked down. I'm like, what? It's COVID. It's like, wait. You done did that before. You got this. As I close with this song that I closed out IBM with and began with you, I noticed that my vision board didn't have a lot of DNA on it. Had Joyce Reynolds on it, because Joyce was ready to get me out of IBM. She said, you got more to give. I'm like, Joyce, I need a paycheck. You got more to give. So she's on there. So the other pictures are my children, because I want to add them back in my life, because I was wondering why they were gone. They were removed. It was how God moves us. God said, I need your undivided attention so I can work through you, so you can act like what I say is true. So as I Read As by Stevie Wonder, another Motown favorite. These are the words that carried me through leaving IBM and bridging me to continue when you feel like you're alone, but you're never alone. As around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's the cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. And as now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing will grow older every day. Just as all that's born is new, you know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you always, until the ocean covers every mountain, until the dolphins fly and parrots live at sea, until a dream of life and life becomes a dream. Did you know that true love asks for nothing? Her acceptance is the way we pay. Did you know that love has given life a guarantee to last forever and another day? Just as time knew to move on from the beginning, and the seasons knew exactly when to change, just as kindness knows no shame, know through all your joy and pain that I'll be loving you always. What I skipped down to, because this relates to my children, I believe, we all know that sometimes life hates and troubles can make you wish you were born in another time and space. But you can bet that lifetimes, that twice it's double, that God knew exactly where he wanted you to be placed. So make sure when you say you're not in it, but not of it, you're not helping to make this earth we call hell. Change your words into truth and change that truth into love, and maybe our children and our grandchildren and their great-grandchildren can tell, I'll be loving you always. And so it is. We're going to close with treatment. So with that said, let us take this all in, the Motown sound, begin with the end in mind, the habit of prayer. We know each of our lives are equipped. So as we breathe in and out, that power that equips us to breathe, eat, play, sing, dance, we're here to make the habit of prayer. We're going to make this a fun place, a happy place, but it starts in our happiness, in our own hearts. So as we come to play every Sunday morning and go out and play after, we're going to see what prayer does. But it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with love. And it's always, there is no lack. There's always abundance. And we're tapping into that abundance as there is much water, as there is much air, as there is just everything that we need, because the universe has a master plan, and we're going to master our plan. We release this to that which masters all plans with gratitude and love, and so it is.
Things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am not mistakes that I have made or any other thing that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. I'm light. I am 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 not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. All light. I am light. I am light. I am divinity defined. I am a God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am whole, all light.
And God planned that. That's such a beautiful song. That, oh my goodness. See, that's something bigger than us at work, people. All right. So conscious giving is, conscious giving at this time. And I believe we have a mantra that we say that should post as we prepare.
Yep.
Let's say our affirmation together. Freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
Wonderful. Always, when we see money now, just see Dorothea in that machine, okay? I love that image in my head.
I love that. I love it. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. What's next?
It's me again.
No.
No.
Announcements. Yes.
Oh, we have to do our affirmation.
I am grateful
for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. And so it
And
is.
so it is.
Speaking of abundance, we had a very abundant meeting with our landlord here on Friday. So we have a board meeting after service today, and So once we get through with all of those things that we're going to go through today, we'll have more announcements for you as we go forward. One of the things, remember this book? Miss Dorothea, she's going to do the workshop on the 6th after service, and we're going to have a book signing. So please, everyone, notice in your newsletter, Marcia's got a beautiful, there it is. So please pay attention. She works hard at that, by the way, and does a fabulous job.
Absolutely.
So please, everyone, join us. It's going to be an absolutely wonderful celebration, and we're very excited about it. We have some other things that are coming up, and we'll catch you up with as we go after our meeting. One thing that we found out this morning that's exciting.
What?
It's Cynthia has a fabulous friend that does singing bowls and all kinds of wonderful things. Sound healing. And he's very well known.
His name is Gabriel Nelson Sears.
And you can go on his website. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And he is going to come and he's going to do, it's called a pathway. Is that what it's called?
I'm not sure what exactly. I just know that you don't want to miss it because he is the premier singing bowl person in this whole area. He's fabulous. You've seen him at Trinity, I'm sure, haven't you? Yeah.
So
wonderful.
We're very, very excited about that. So spread the word because that's a very exciting event. And if you've never been to a singing bowl ceremony, oh my goodness gracious, you are in for a treat.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's a sound bath.
Yes. It's wonderful. So those are my announcements for today. Stay tuned. We'll have all kinds of things for next week as well.
He will be here November the 13th is what we're shooting for Gabriel Nelson Sears. So we want to fill up the room for him, okay? Because nobody wants to miss this. He's moving to Florida first of the year, yeah. So, get it while you can.
Yeah. I want you to look in your bulletins. You'll see there's a little card. This is something we've talked about. We want feedback from everyone. What do you all want to hear, to feel, to experience when you come into our center? We'd love to have your thoughts, your ideas, classes. What is it that you'd like to experience here in our center? So anything that you think about, jot it down on your little note card. Drop it in the box that's on the table over here. Those of you who are online, can they put it in the chat, Marcia? Any words or anything? Yeah, any ideas? Pop them in the chat so that we can gather them up because they're going to help us all move forward. And we're moving forward happily, right? Yay! With abundance and prosperity.
All right, we have one more congregational for everybody. Marcia's going to come help me with it.
So this is definitely audience participation. And we got the words up on the screen, and my friends at home, I want you all just to jump on in. I need you to survive. You need to sing to someone, and I need you, you need me. We are a part of one body. Stand with me, agree with me. We all are part of one body. It is our will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Okay, we're gonna go to the walk with you. Go ahead and change it.
I'll walk with you. You walk with me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I'll walk with you. You walk with me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to. Again, and look at somebody. I'll walk with you. You walk with me. I love you. I need you to. Tell them I won't harm you. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to. I'll walk with you. Come on. I'll walk. You walk with me. You walk. Tell them I love you. I love you. I need you to. I won't harm you. I won't harm with words from my mouth. With words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to. It is our will. It is our will that everything, that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Look at someone and tell them again, you are important. You are important to me. I need you to survive. One last time. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Our final prayer.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Just stay standing. Just stay standing. I just feel all the peace and the joy and the love in the room. We're getting ready to show the world what prayer power does. I feel it. And everybody knowing what happiness is to them. And we go out and be happy every day. We've got happiness up here in our music, and we've got so much that the world has to offer, and we're just here to take on the banquet, so we're getting ready to enjoy. So with that said, what is that song? The peace song. It starts with us. So as we release this day, this power, this prayer, we're needed to survive, and the surviving source is God. And as we put our surviving power in the one power, each of us are powered. We go out here and empower the world with happiness and love. And so it is.
And so it is. And thank you, Reverend Angela. What a wonderful talk. I know every